Hello there, I'm a nerd named Ryan, and happy Halloween! Since it's Halloween, I have a very special closer look for you today. Today we are looking at the 15-disc Scream Factory box set of the Halloween franchise. So let's get into it. So yes, Scream Factory's 15-disc Deluxe Edition set of the Halloween franchise. Now, at the time this was released, it was the complete Halloween franchise. Of course, now we've had the three newer movies come out since this box set was released, but still an absolutely fantastic deluxe collection of the first 10 Halloween movies, the original 8 and then the 2 Rob Zombie ones. I've always liked the Halloween franchise, you know, it's the franchise that kind of kick-started the slasher boom. It wasn't the first slasher, Halloween was not the first slasher movie, but it was the one that kind of popularised the subgenre. A little bit hit and miss in places with some of the sequels, but we'll get more into that when we take a look at the Blu-rays inside. I've got a few other Halloween bits as well that I'll show you as well, so let's get to it. Okay, so here's the box set itself, and let's have a look at the artwork. We have this lovely shot of Michael Myers leaning over the stair banister on the front here, that iconic shot. I love this cover, that's really, really nice. On the spine here, we've got the classic pumpkin from the opening. It says Halloween, the complete collection. Of course, it's no longer the complete collection because we have had the 3 new movies, but this was complete at the time. On the back here, we've got Michael Myers sort of watching us from behind a tree. Again, really awesome artwork. And then up on the top, it once again says Halloween, the complete collection, 15-disc deluxe edition. Excellent, awesome. There's all the Blu-rays. Let's take them out and have a look inside, shall we? Okay, so first up in the box, we've got this, which was just the sort of the wrap-around thing that went sort of around the box. So that would have originally sat sort of like that, I guess, on the box. I don't really know why I've kept that, but, you know, it's just an extra thing that I've kept. Not really important, though, so let's move on. First thing, let's move the box. Okay, so the first thing in the box we have is this, a nice, cool booklet. Normally I do the booklets last, but I thought, you know what, let's mix it up and do the booklet first. Nice, cool shot of the pumpkin from the opening of the original movie on the front there. Really big fan of that, like that a lot. Anything on the spine? Nope, nothing on the spine or on the back. So if we open it up here, we've got a nice article called Halloween, the Nights He Came Home. So let's have a little flick through. I believe this is just one big long article. There's old John Carpenter there. But yeah, this is just one sort of big long retrospective article about the entire franchise, which is actually really, really interesting. I've read through this a few times, and it's quite an interesting little read. And of course, the booklet is also full of a lot of really cool pictures as well, which is always an added bonus. Okay. Oh, let's just yep. So yeah, we've got some nice cool images in there, and then I think we also have. Yeah, we've also got a bonus disc in this set, and it tells you what's on the bonus disc at the on the back in the back page of the booklet here. So we'll go through that when we get to it. But before that, we got to look at the original Halloween, The Night He Came Home. I've always loved this cover for Halloween. I've always thought it was really kind of cool and iconic. There's the spine and the back, which tells you the bonus features. Now, this set actually does contain 2 discs. Now, both of these discs do actually have the movie on. Basically, this was the 35th anniversary Blu-ray release, and this was the Blu-ray release from just before that. They had different extras on, so Scream Factory just decided, you know what, let's just put them both in the box set. If you are going to watch the movie, I would watch it on this disc, the 35th anniversary one, because it's a slightly better transfer. This one isn't quite as good. This one is the best transfer. So, yeah, watch it on disc 1, even though it is on both discs, I would say. Let's have a look at what bonus material we've got on here. So on disc 1, we've got audio commentary from John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis. New audio commentary, well, it was new at the time anyway, with director of photography Dean Cundy, editor Tommy Lee Wallace, and the shape Nick Castle. The Night She Came Home featurette, On Location 25 Years Later featurette, TV version footage, theatrical trailer, and TV and radio spots. Then on disc 2, we have audio commentary with John Carpenter, Jamie Lee Curtis and Deborah Hill, featurette Halloween A Cut Above the Rest, a theatrical trailer, and TV and radio spots. So yeah, like I said, they just included the discs from the previous two releases just because they have different bonus features on. But yeah, that's only the first movie, and already we've got a good few bonus features. So yeah, really cool. Next up we have Halloween 2. I've always liked this cover as well, this kind of pumpkin with the skull in it. That's really cool. I know a lot of people have kind of mixed feelings on this. I've always kind of liked it personally. I know it was kind of done at the behest of the studio, but I've always kind of liked it. If nothing else, it's a decent little slasher movie. But let's have a look at the discs. Okay, so we've got a Blu-ray in here, and on the other side we've actually got a DVD of the TV version. Now, if you're aware of this movie's TV version, you'll know that it is a complete sort of hack job. Basically, they had to make a censored version for TV, and they did a really bad job editing it for TV. So it is terrible, but it is really, really funny. So I am quite glad that they've included that version here, even though it's a really terrible made-for-TV edit. Let's have a look at what bonus material we have on this one. So we've got an audio commentary with director Rick Rosenthal and actor Leo Rossi. That's on the theatrical version. Audio commentary with stunt coordinator Dick Warlock. That's also on the theatrical version. The theatrical version and television cut with added footage not seen in the theatrical version. The Nightmare Isn't Over, the making of Halloween 2, featuring Rick Rosenthal, Lance Guest, Dick Warlock, Alan Howarth, Dean Cundy, Leo Rossi, and more. Horror's Hallowed Grounds, revisiting the original shooting locations. Deleted scenes with optional commentary from Rick Rosenthal. Alternate ending with optional audio commentary with director Rick Rosenthal. And then you've also got a stills gallery, theatrical trailer, TV and radio spots. Yeah, like I say, maybe not the best of the franchise, but I always kind of enjoy this movie. I like to actually double bill both of these ones a lot of the time. I think that's quite a fun way to spend Halloween. So next up we have Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, the most misunderstood of the movies, I feel. I'm really glad that this movie in recent years has kind of gotten a re-evaluation and is now seen as a Halloween classic in its own right. Of course, this is the only film in the franchise that doesn't feature Michael Myers. John Carpenter and Deborah Hill's original idea for Halloween was they wanted it to be an anthology series. So every year they'd have a new Halloween movie, and it would just be a different story that took place on Halloween. But people, saw this movie expecting Michael Myers. They didn't get Michael Myers, so they wanted Michael Myers back. I think Halloween 4 was pretty good, but personally I would have really liked to have seen what they would have done with the anthology idea, but never mind, it wasn't to be. This is a really good film, though. I actually really like this movie because this is the most Halloween of all the Halloween movies, I think. This is the one that has the most to do with Halloween. This is the one that has, I think, the most kind of Halloween feel. I really like this movie. I've always really liked this movie. When I first saw it, I kind of knew of its reputation of, it's the one that doesn't have Michael Myers, and I'm like, it doesn't need Michael Myers in it. It's really, really good. It's a great movie in its own right. So yeah, happy that this one's getting a re-evaluation. What bonus features do we have on it? We have an audio commentary with writer-director Tommy Lee Wallace. Oh yes, of course, Tommy Lee Wallace, who edited the first movie, went on to direct this one, and then have a pretty decent career as a horror film director in his own right. Standalone, the making of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, featuring Tommy Lee Wallace, Tom Atkins, Stacey Nelkin, Dick Warlock, Dean Cundy, and more. Horror's Hallowed Ground, revisiting the original shooting locations, still gallery, and theatrical trailers and TV spots. I love that they've called the making of featurette Standalone, because it is a standalone. And yeah, like I say, a great movie in its own right. I think it would have done a lot better if it had just been called Season of the Witch, though. People would have probably liked it more originally. But I always like it. I'm glad that one's getting a re-evaluation and being seen as a horror classic in its own right. But of course, we would get the return of Michael Myers with Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I really like this cover. I really like this kind of original poster art. It's really cool. 10 years ago, he changed the face of Halloween. Tonight, he's back. I quite like this one. This is probably my favourite of the sequels that's not Halloween 3. Halloween 3 I don't think is really a sequel. Obviously, it's standalone. But of the sequels that have Michael Myers in, this one I think is the best. It's just a good sort of back-to-basics slasher movie. Danielle Harris is really good as Jamie Lloyd. I actually really like Ellie Cornell in this. I actually really like Rachel. I think Rachel's a really good final girl, actually. She's probably one of my favourite characters in this franchise. I really, really liked Rachel, at least in this movie. For some reason, I have another copy of Halloween 4 just in this case. I don't know why that is, but okay. There's the disc in the Scream Factory set. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Yeah, I don't know why I have that other random extra disc in there. Let's see what special features we've got. We've got an audio commentary with actors Ellie Cornell and Danielle Harris. Awesome. Audio commentary with director Dwight H. Little and author Justin Beam. And a theatrical trailer. Now, there is more stuff to do with Halloween 4 and its making of, but that's on the bonus disc, which we'll get to right at the end. And then we got Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. I do love this cover art. This is a really cool poster here. Not a big fan of this movie, I'll be honest. I think as much as I love Rachel in Halloween 4, they really kind of did her dirty in this movie. She is nowhere near as good in this one. They kind of give her really, really bad characterization and then they kill her early on in the movie, which, you know, kind of sucks. I wish we'd had a little more with Rachel, because, like I say, I think she's a really good final girl in the fourth movie. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that kind of doesn't really work for me. This film, they actually... apparently they sort of didn't have a full script when they started shooting this. They just kind of made stuff up as they went along, and you can kind of tell, it kind of shows. This, of course, is the one where we start getting the Man in Black and the kind of the Thorn cult storyline stuff. Yeah, that sort of starts really picking up steam in this movie, and yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but some decent bits in it, still some good scenes, still some okay kills. It's not the worst in the franchise, but it's not one of my favourites either. Anyway, what special features do we have? We've got an audio commentary with actor Don Shanks and author Justin Beam. Audio commentary with Dominique Arthurin-Girard and actors Danielle Harris and Jeffrey Landman. Halloween 5 on set, Halloween 5 original promo and theatrical trailer. Again, there is a little bit more about Halloween 5 on the bonus disc, which we'll get to. Then we've got Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, which, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this one either. This does have both versions, both the theatrical cut and the producer's cut. We got the theatrical cut over this side, I think. Yep, and then the producer's cut over here. If you are going to watch this movie, the producer's cut is the way to go, because the theatrical cut is just really kind of incoherent and, you know, a lot of stuff in it doesn't make a lot of sense. The producer's cut isn't, like, a great film or anything, but I think it is significantly better than the theatrical version. Also, Paul Rudd is in this one. What special features do we have? Let's have a look. We've got new audio commentary with screenwriter Daniel Farrands and composer Alan Howarth. That's on the producer's cut only. New Jamie's story, an interview with the original Jamie, actress Danielle Harris. Yeah, because of course Danielle Harris isn't in this one, even though Jamie is, they recast her. New The Cursed Curse, an interview with producers Malek Akkad and Paul Freeman. New Acting Scared, a look at the film's cast with actresses Mariah O'Brien and J.C. Brandy. New The Shape of Things, a look at Michael Myers' murders and mayhem with special makeup effects artists John Beatler and Brad Hardin and actor George P. Wilbur, Michael Myers. Haddonfield's Horrors, The Sights of Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers with director of photography Billy Dixon, production designer Brad Ryman, and director of photography for the additional scenes Thomas Calloway. New Full Circle, an interview with Alan Howarth, the composer. Cast and crew tribute to Donald Pleasance, archive interview and behind-the-scenes footage, alternate and deleted scenes not present in either cut of the film, teaser trailer, Halloween 666, the original Michael Myers, theatrical trailer, TV spots, and a stills gallery. So yeah, even though not one of my favourite movies in the franchise, this is a pretty packed two-disc set. A lot of extras on here, a lot of really interesting extras as well. Next up we have Halloween H2O, 20 years later. Now this ignores the events of 4, 5 and 6 and picks up after the original two, 20 years after the original two movies. Has Jamie Lee Curtis coming back as well, which is really awesome. I really like this movie because this one is basically like Halloween for the Scream generation. It's actually directed by Steve Miner, who directed 2 Friday 13th movies. He did parts 2 and 3, I believe. And yeah, co-executive produced by the Weinsteins and Kevin Williamson. So yeah, Kevin Williamson, the writer of Scream, executive produced this one. I believe he did some uncredited rewrites on it as well, hence why it's kind of, you know, Halloween's take on kind of the Scream style of slasher movies, which I really like. You know, that's going to divide some people. I really like that. I really like that take, that kind of reinvention. I think it really works for this movie. Anyway, special features on here. You got a new audio commentary with director Steve Miner and Jamie Lee Curtis, moderated by Sean Clark. New The Making of Halloween H2O, featuring Jamie Lee Curtis, Josh Hartnett, Jodie Lynn O'Keefe, Nancy Stevens, Adam Han Bird, Tom Kane, editor Patrick Lussier, producer Malek Akkad, producer Paul Freeman, composer John Ottman, Chris Durand, who played Michael Myers, writer Robert Zapaya, stunt coordinator Donna Keegan, makeup effects artist Brad Hardin, and cinematographer Darren Okada. So a lot of people in that making of. Really cool. Also, you know, Patrick Lussier and John Ottman, well-known names amongst those guys. You got vintage interviews and behind-the-scenes footage and a theatrical trailer. So yeah, one of my favourite ones in the franchise, this. I really like H2O. Then we've got Halloween Resurrection, which I think is a lot of people's least favourite, and it's probably my least favourite as well. It's this or Curse. I think this one is a little bit worse, though. I'm not a big fan of this one. Yeah. Not a great film, and it retcons the ending of H2O, which I thought was a really good ending, so which is a shame. But you know, there's the disc. And what bonus features do we have on here? We got audio commentary with director Rick Rosenthal and editor Robert A. Ferretti. Yeah, that's the other thing as well. This is directed by the same guy who directed Halloween 2, but it's a massive drop in quality from that film, I think. We've got alternate endings, deleted scenes, featurette, headcam, storyboard analysis, set tour with production designer Troy Hansen, set interview with Jamie Lee Curtis, vintage interviews and behind-the-scenes footage, theatrical trailer, and home video TV spots. Yeah, just wasn't a big fan of the characters or story in this one. I didn't really like the whole kind of reality TV angle that they went for. Yeah, just this one probably is my least favourite in the franchise, and I think that's true for a lot of people. A lot of people aren't a big fan of this one. Nice to have it. Nice to have a good set of bonus features on there, though. Quite a few bonus features, so that's at least a positive thing about it. Next up, we of course have Rob Zombie's remake. I do really love this poster art, by the way. This poster art's really, really cool. Always liked that poster. Not a big fan myself of the direction Rob Zombie took the franchise in. But, you know what, I can at least respect that Rob Zombie is a director with a vision and he was allowed to bring his vision to life. It's not a vision I particularly, you know, enjoyed, but I can at least respect that they let him do his own thing and, you know, he took the opportunity to do his own thing. Anyway, it's a 2-disc set. Now, disc 2 here actually has a 4.5 hour long making of documentary, which, despite my my kind of mixed feelings on the film, that is a really interesting documentary. And like I say, 4.5 hours long. That's the only thing that's on disc 2 because, you know, 4.5 hours long. But we do have some bonus features on disc 1 as well. We have the unrated director's cut with audio commentary by writer-director Rob Zombie, deleted scenes with optional commentary, alternate ending with optional commentary, bloopers, featurette The Many Faces of Michael Myers, reimagining Halloween, meet the cast, casting sessions, Scout Taylor Compton screen test, and theatrical trailer. I do think Scout Taylor Compton was really good in these, to be honest. I think she's a really good actor. I don't really like the way they kind of characterized Laurie Strode in these, but that's not her fault. She was really good in the film. I think she was really good in the film. And of course they brought back Daniel Harris as well. And then we have Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, which, you know, my opinion on this one is pretty much the same as my opinion on his first Halloween. It's not really to my taste, but I can at least respect that Rob Zombie was allowed to do his own thing with it. But yeah, I don't think this is quite as good as his first one either. We've got the Halloween 2 disc there, and then on the other side we've got the Complete Collection bonus disc. So I'll go through the bonus features that are on the Halloween 2 disc here. We've got audio commentary with director with director Rob Zombie, deleted and alternate scenes, audition footage, makeup test footage, blooper reel, Captain Clegg and the Night Creatures music videos, Uncle Seymour Coffin's stand-up routines. Okay, cool. Okay, so on this bonus disc here, you've got John Carpenter's Halloween, the extended version, in HD. TV inserts are in standard definition. So yeah, this was basically the uncut theatrical version of Halloween, but with the extra footage from the TV version put in. So it has the extra footage from the censored TV version, but it's the inserted into the uncensored theatrical cut of the film. So it is just basically a longer version of the film, but with all of the uncensored material from the original. Really interesting cut of Halloween. You got featurette Halloween Unmasked 2000. You got Making of Halloween 4 featuring Daniel Harris, Ellie Cornell, Kathleen Kimmott, Bo Starr, Raymond O'Connor, Eric Preston and Sasha Jensen, along with stuntman Tom Morga, who played Michael Myers, and George P. Wilbur, who also played Michael Myers, composer Alan Howarth, writer Alan B. McElroy, producers Malika Card and Paul Freeman, makeup effects artists John Beekler and Ken Horn. You got a Making of Halloween 5, featuring interviews with Daniel Harris, Ellie Cornell, Wendy Kaplan, Jeffrey Landman, Tamara Glynn, Matthew Walker, Jonathan Chapin, Frankie Como, Don Shanks, who played Michael Myers in that one, producer Malika Card, and line producer Rick Nathanson and composer Alan Howarth. You got new interview with special makeup effects artist Tom Berman on Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. New episodes of Horror's Hallowed Grounds. We go back to the filming locations of Halloween 4, 5, and 6. Plus a new longer cut of the episode for John Carpenter's Halloween, which was featured on Halloween 25 Years of Terror. Horror's Hallowed Grounds Fan Edition, a special episode shot with and for the fans as they board a bus tour during the 35 Years of Terror convention and visit the locations of John Carpenter's Halloween, Halloween 2, Season of the Witch, and Halloween 2007. Hosted by Horror's Hallowed Grounds Sean Clark, with special guests Dick Warlock, Charles Cyphers, Brian Andrews, Tommy Lee Wallace, and Eric Preston. That's a really good bonus feature. That's really excellent, by the way. I love that one. We got Season of the Witch radio spots, photo galleries for Halloween, Halloween 4, and Halloween 5. So yeah, a pretty packed set, full of lots of really cool bonus material. So I'm going to pop everything back in the box, and then I'll show you a couple other Halloween editions that I have. So first up we have the new trilogy on Blu-ray. I know there was a special release of a special 4K release of this brought out with some cool steelbooks in it. I didn't get that one, obviously. I've got the Blu-rays instead. I might get the sort of standard 4K edition when I eventually get a 4K TV. But for now, the Blu-rays are fine. Doesn't actually tell you what bonus features we have on here. It just says all three movies have deleted and extended scenes. There's an alternate ending on Halloween Kills, and then there's a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff, but it doesn't really go into specific detail on what that is. But yeah, this is, of course, the newer trilogy. Halloween 2018, I really, really liked. I thought it was good. Halloween Kills, I have kind of mixed opinions on. I liked some of it, but some of it didn't really work for me. Halloween Ends, I wasn't the biggest fan of. I think it kind of left the series on a bit of a whimper, if I'm honest. And that's a real shame. You know, again, there was some good stuff in Halloween Ends, some stuff I really liked in it, but it wasn't my favourite in the franchise. So first off, I've got this version of Halloween 2. This is the 30th anniversary edition. Now, the reason I keep this version is because it contains Terror in the Aisles, which was a sort of full documentary retrospective on horror up to that point, and it's actually hosted by Donald Pleasance. Really interesting little horror, retrospective feature-length movie that's on this disc, and Universal have said that it's never going to get a standalone release, and it's probably never going to be released on another edition, so if you want that on Blu-ray, this is the edition that you need to get. Also got the recently released 4K Steelbook of Halloween H2O. I actually did a video on this, a separate video on this, which I'll leave a link to in the description bar below if you want to go check out that and have a bit of a closer look at that. And then finally we have the 4-disc edition of Halloween 25 Years of Terror, which also contains the original Halloween movie. Let's have a look at the front there. There's the spine and the back. And we'll go through the bonus features in just a moment on this, but yeah, so look, we've got a nice 4-disc set, and we've got a bonus sort of comic book, which is really cool. Some really nice artwork in this. Let me find, where's that shot? There's a really good shot in here of Michael Myers somewhere. Where's that? There it is. Yeah, there it is. Look, Michael Myers. So yeah, really cool bonus comic that you get with that. Nice. So on disc 1 you get Halloween, the movie itself, and you get Halloween Unmasked 2000. Disc 2 you have Halloween, A Cut Above the Rest, On Location 25 Years Later, theatrical trailer, TV spots, radio spots, poster and stills gallery, talent bio, DVD-ROM screenplay and DVD-ROM screensavers. On disc 3 you get the 25 Years of Terror documentary, Horror's Hallowed Grounds, an exclusive tour of the Halloween series filming locations, Halloween 2 and 3 extended interviews, extended celebrity interviews, Halloween 5 on-set footage, Halloween convention montage, fans of Halloween collections of props and memorabilia. And then on disc 4 you have Halloween panel discussion, Halloween 2 panel discussion, Halloween 6 panel discussion, Ellie Cornell panel discussion, Michael Myers panel discussion, Dean Cundy panel discussion, Halloween producers panel discussion, so a lot of panel discussions basically, and then also Halloween location stills gallery, Halloween convention behind the scenes gallery, and original artwork gallery. So yeah, a pretty packed 4-disc set. I actually bought this a long time ago, just because I didn't actually have any of the movies at that point, and I found this in a shop and I thought, well, it's got Halloween the movie and, you know, 3 discs of bonus content, so obviously I'm going to pick this version up. So yeah, nice little edition that. And there we go, the 15-disc deluxe edition of the first 10 Halloween movies from Scream Factory. I love this box set. It's one of my favourite things in my collection. Let me know what you think of these movies and this box set and any other general thoughts you have down in the comments below. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye. And happy Halloween.